What's up, guys? Barry Gaming here, back with some more Idle Heroes, and today we have a highlight of a brand new game mode currently on the TapTap servers, soon to, of course, come over to Android and iOS. Now, the most recent new game modes and everything have literally hit Android and iOS the next week after TapTap, so chances are these might actually go live like this week at some point. Apologies for being MIA a few days, had a little bit of surgery. I'm kind of good now, so we're back, and I'm going to show you guys what this looks like on the TapTap servers. It's called the Forbidden Zone Showdown on TapTap. It's called Battle for the Forbidden Land, so I don't know which one they're going to go for. But we're going to show you guys what it looks like as far as what the content looks like, and also, hopefully, rewards. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Let's jump right into it. Now, one thing you'll immediately notice is it's nowhere on the actual map. It's actually just a special pop-up event, which, I guess it's like a lot of the ones that we have right now. It does seem to last the entire week, and this is what the UI actually looks like. So there's a lot of stuff to go over. There's multiple different bosses, there's currencies, there's all these crystals. Let's break this down one by one. In order to move between each level difficulty, you need to defeat the 3 bosses. You can see they have different names and everything, as well as these different crystals. We'll go over to those in a little bit here. But again, you can kind of see there's like multiple difficulties on them. And the one thing they do let you see is the Forbidden Land Lord, which is like the final boss, so to speak. He looks honestly pretty cool. He's got pretty much abilities that sound, well, I guess you can't even see all of them technically, but yeah, he's got some interesting abilities. So essentially you're going to have 2 different currencies. You're going to have Forbidden Land Secret Letters, and these are required to challenge the Forbidden Land Guardians, which you see right here. And then you have Forbidden Land Lord Secret Letters, which of course this is the Forbidden Land Lord. So you're going to get different ones, and it seems like you accumulate them every single day. So we'll have to see how it turns out. The bag will come into play in a minute because that's where these crystals you get come into play. One little quick thing before we go too far into it as well. There is a leaderboard that shows you exactly what the top teams have been using as far as like hero combinations, all these different things. So again, pretty cool type of thing. And of course, rankings will matter because that's the rewards you're going to get. Even if you are the worst of the worst competitors, you're going to come away from this event with 1,500 gems, 2 5-star heroes, a 6-star puppet chest, 2 of the Grimoire resource selection chests, which is actually really awesome for free-to-play players, and of course just the traditional resource one. So the fact that you get 2 of these pretty steadily up through the top 1,000 means the majority of people are getting that. Even if you are the top player, you're only getting 10 of these chests, so it's not a gigantic huge difference. Of course, when you do get in the top 1,000, you get a 9-star puppet chest instead of 5-star hero shards. And of course, you get some additional chests and gems as well. I mean, actually, gems only go up again when you get in the top 1,000. So for the good majority of people, it's not a huge difference between what the worst player in this gets and the best player. It really isn't a huge difference. Now, the leaderboard's there for you guys to see what it's like. There are some things I want to point out here. The Forbidden Zone battle is divided into a challenge phase and a final phase. Players need to progress through the challenge phases to reach the final challenge, which of course is the Forbidden Land Lord here. I just totally click every time I do this when I'm on TapTap. In each challenge phase, players will face 3 of the Forbidden Zone Guardians, defeat the Guardians, and upload the battle results, which consumes 1 of these currencies here. These crystals provide effective buffs to your heroes, and players can choose which crystals you equip for subsequent battles. After completing a battle against either the Guardian or the Lord, a result will be recorded. Players can decide whether to save it or upload it. So if you're trying to get like, a higher result, that's cool. But only after uploading it, the result will be reflected in the challenge target. So you do need to do that. Uploading battle will consume either the Forbidden Land Letter or the Forbidden Land Lord letter. Yeah, there's 2 of them. Not a big difference. But yeah, essentially the crystals, we'll talk about that next. After defeating a Forbidden Land Guardian, players will obtain the corresponding Forbidden Land Crystal, and once equipped, the obtained crystal will apply to all heroes in your battle by default. The later the stage that you defeat, the higher the rarity of them, so going on further and further, you're going to get better quality. So we're going to jump in here and just show you guys what it's all about. Again, you can hit the exclamation mark, and it's supposed to show skills. There are a lot of issues on TapTap now, or maybe they just aren't doing abilities just yet. I don't know, but there might be ways to counteract them. And again, you can see there's some options here on different types of crystals you can get, either armor penetration, accuracy, or attack power. Here you got armor, you got block, and you got health. Over here you got speed, control, or immunity to control effects, and healing received. So let's just go through this one by one. I think my team will be okay to do this, and you will notice as well there is the crystal equipping up here too. So this is where we're going to put the crystals on when the time actually comes and is necessary. So yeah, honestly, it seems like the first battles don't seem that difficult from what I've been seeing. You can see right here, even our like non-transcendence heroes are actually doing some damage. It does seem like the damage might add up because our Betty is taking quite a bit, but you have to remember this is a very early game, one transcendence hero just into the void campaign pretty much. And you'll notice here when you do hit the upload button, it is going to consume one of those currencies. So that's how you get it locked. But then you now have some different items that you can use for the next battle. So if we come in here, we now come into crystal equipping. We can just go ahead and equip all 3 of the ones we got. You can have up to 5 of them equipped at any one time, and you can make presets if you want as well. So yeah, pretty interesting if you just want to remake it after you get new stones and stuff. Really cool, but that's going to help you get to the higher difficulties as well. Not only just having stronger heroes, but of course, you know, getting those extra buffs to your heroes should be pretty solid. So let's see how this actually plays out for us, because again, we have 6 of those on the first, well, our first day. It's not the first day this has been out, so it's going to look a little different. And of course, learning what each one of these bosses does is going to be important when we get to the higher difficulties. Today, we're just going to be showing you what this game mode is all about, so you can kind of get a little bit of hype for the future, because again, I love going up against single boss like scenarios. Like every single time, it's my favorite. It's one of my favorite things in the game. If it was 1v1, then it would be even cooler. But you see right here, we go to battle the next one. We want to go up to here, and we want to make sure we got the ones we want. So health, block, and armor. I mean, honestly, getting more block and maybe some more health could be pretty cool. So we'll throw that into the team to make sure we have some better survivability. And honestly, the boss is not taking quite as much damage anymore. We're feeding energy to our Betty, which is always awesome, getting more of those active skills off. But again, let's remember, hero like Betty is not going to be good in this game mode whatsoever. You're basically gonna go with that Lord of Fear Aspen. That is going to be the play, it seems like, for this one. So now you see we got to the second stage, and now we have a higher tier with different secondary stats that we can actually pick from. So if we're going to go in here, let's see if we can get a little bit further. I don't know if we need more damage or if we need more survivability just yet. Granted, a lot of times more damage means the boss dies faster, and you don't necessarily need that survivability as much. So it looks like this boss does have a way to drain some energy here. Our Betty is kind of keeping up. There's a lot of CC going out though too, which is a little annoying. So maybe a little more damage would help us. Of course, these are bosses, so I don't think you can control them at all. But again, if we go into this next battle now, we're going to unequip everything. We're definitely equipping all this new stuff because they are really, really nice things. Get more attack power. And then immunity to control effects. I think that is a really good setup here. So let's jump in, see if we can keep going. And remember, if I can do this on an account that has very minimal power, this account doesn't have Grimoire unlocked. This thing doesn't have like any star spawn. This barely has any treasure train at all too. So this is a very, very early game account for you guys to get a good perspective of how far you can make it on your free-to-play especially. I mean, spenders are going to spend. We're going to be able to clear the content. It's going to be a ranking battle at that point. We'll have to see how it goes. But so far, it seems pretty simple. And again, at the very end, I'll show you how bare bones this account is to do the type of content that you guys are seeing right here. So it does look like this is going to be pretty available to the majority of players out there. Again, we're going to want to go to crystal equipping one more time. We got what? Crit damage reduction, block, and healing received. Nah, I like the setup we already have. Let's keep going in on this. Shouldn't have too many problems, I would hope. It's going to come down to Betty, really. But even our Jara's doing a lot of CC, or a lot of damage, even though she's not CCing in that back row, which is pretty good. So let's see how this battle turns out. And again, we are getting those boss letters even as early as day one. I think they give you like 1 or something like that. I don't know. We have to see if we can fight the boss as well. I'm not sure if that's actually something possible because, of course, we've used all 3 of our attempts up. We're now up to the next tier. Yeah, it looks like you are locked behind it, so you can't do it until you defeat all the previous bosses, and you can't buy any additional ones either. I believe you get additional ones every single day, but you have to remember, I've only just opened it today. I think you normally start with 3 a day, so I think every day you're supposed to be able to progress further, and we'll have to see how this main boss actually turns out in the end, because, yeah, it could be pretty interesting. But again, remember, this is an account that literally doesn't have Grimoire unlocked, like just doesn't even have it unlocked. If we go to the tree, barely any star spawn, very, very early game. I think even if I check my treasure train, we're talking about very minimal stats here, like a couple events maybe at that. We do have like some void crystals, some stellar shards and stuff, but that's about it on this account. And even the artifacts and everything we're running is nothing special. Gear's nothing. This is going to be something you're not going to have a problem with as a free-to-play player. So let me know what you guys think. I'll keep jumping into it every day and see how far we can make and see what it actually ends up being as a result. But to be honest, I mean, the one thing that I'm excited about the most is it just means more free-to-play stuff. Like, worst case scenario, it's more free stuff. So hopefully you guys enjoy this one. I'll see you guys next time.